it is like the week for fighting game fans. All right, we got the MK Legacy Collection, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Now we have Invincible Versus. I can't even believe how many awesome fighting games are on the way. Invincible, though, it looks so freaking sick, dude, and it was so out of left field. There were a ton of character reveals in the initial trailer and then as well in the gameplay. We also just got some brand new gameplay from the Evo YouTube channel. A ton of details about this game that I'm going to give you guys right here in this video. There was so much more revealed beyond that 2-minute trailer. We're going to go over everything today, but if you're hyped for Invincible Versus, if you can't wait to see me cover it here on this channel, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Turn on those notifications. Tons of content coming your way. So the main thing, the first thing that we learned about Invincible Versus that I thought was really, really exciting, it's developed by a brand new in-house studio at Skybound Games known as Quarter Up. Great name, great logo, great callback, obviously, to the arcade days. Really love what they're doing there. But Quarter Up is a brand new studio, like I said, built in-house. However, Maximilian Dude was the one to confirm it's made up of a bunch of the devs who created the original 2013 Killer Instinct. Now, I'm not talking about the later seasons when it was then taken over by Iron Galaxy. I'm talking specifically from the folks that built it from the beginning, Double Helix. They moved on, made their new studio Quarter Up at Skybound, and are now working on Invincible Versus. I love the 2013 Killer Instinct. I was actually trying to cover that game on this channel over a decade ago. So yes, I am really, really hyped for this game, even more than I already was from the fact that I'm an Invincible fan, knowing that the folks at Double Helix are there now at Quarter Up making the game. And now another thing that I know a lot of people were a little worried about, and I don't know why because this game looks awesome, but people were wondering, is this the AAA big game that they were talking about a little while back? That is, to my knowledge, a separate game. They were trying to make a Kickstarter. They said it was going to be AAA, and they did say, as far as I remember, that it was going to be an open world game. So I do believe that on top of Invincible Versus, this awesome looking fighting game, we're also going to be adding another Invincible game that's going to be like an action adventure. Lots to look forward to for Invincible fans on the video game side of things. And of course, the other big thing that we already knew right away from that reveal trailer, it's a 3v3 tag fighter. You can tell by the way that they were positioning the characters on the screen in that actual cinematic. And speaking of the characters themselves, let's go over all the confirmed characters that we know about so far. We saw a bunch of Viltrumites on one side of the screen. So we got Lucan, we've got Thula, and then of course, we got your boy Omni-Man. Thula, you might remember with the hair that's got a knife at the end of it. She is insane and honestly works really well for a fighting game. Lucan, you can also remember from season 2, he was fighting Omni-Man and Invincible on that other planet when Invincible found his dad again. And then Omni-Man, he's Omni-Man. You know. And as for the heroes, well, we've got Invincible, of course, the titular character of the game and the show. We've got Adam Eve, who comes to the rescue and helps out Invincible. We got Rexplode, who we didn't get any gameplay for, but is in the actual reveal cinematic, so I imagine he's going to be on the base roster. And then one character that we didn't see in the reveal cinematic, but we did see gameplay for, is Bulletproof. There's also a couple of stages that were revealed in the actual trailer and through some screenshots that I was provided when this game was revealed. One of the stages is Chicago, and it's already getting destroyed. Chicago cannot catch a break in the Invincible universe. It looks like it's being invaded by or already invaded by the Viltrumites. We can see some ships in the background. There's even like a billboard that's cracked with the Viltrumite logo on it. Then we got the Himalayas. Straightforward, nothing very fancy about this. It looks beautiful though. And then finally, we have the moon. This stage looks so sick. And you can also see in the background there is a Viltrumite ship just parked ready to invade Earth. And when this game was officially revealed, there was a website that went live that gave us a ton of additional information about the game, what they're trying to do here, and as well as some info about game modes and all that fun stuff. So one quote that we have here on the website: Invincible Versus gives you tournament quality fights where you can see real-time battle damage like blood splatter and fatigue. Also, the environments can get just as messed up as you do. It's basically all the visceral, violent action fans of the show and comics are obsessed with, but in a fighting game. That is awesome to hear. You can get a bit of a glimpse of that through the gameplay, but there's going to be, you know, fatigue. You're going to see your character get all bloodied up throughout a fight. And then also the environment around you is going to get destroyed throughout the battle between yourself and your opponents. I think that's so cool. And yeah, that totally fits the MO of it being an Invincible game, and they totally understand the IP that they're working with and are trying to implement as much of that IP's flavor within the confines of a fighting game as possible. I really dig what the folks at Quarter Up are doing here. This game looks amazing. And now one thing that I'm actually super excited about for Invincible Versus, and I think that a lot of people will probably get excited about once they hear this, if you're not that big into fighting games, but you love the world of Invincible, this game has something for you. There will be the opportunity to play single player, and there will be a story mode in this game. It says here on the website with a checklist of things that are going to be in the game that there's going to be an original story by the creative team behind the animated show. Here for the lore, then you'll get an all-new single-player story from the creative team behind the animated show, which has the special mix of chaos and heart that Invincible fans crave. Hell yes, they got the folks that worked on the animated series to jump in and create a story for this game, and you can tell that they're coming out with some original ideas here. They're at least trying to do something that's different from what we've already seen in the show or what you might have already read. You can tell from the fact that, you know, Omni-Man is just in his Viltrumite uniform, and he's like, hey, listen, Mark, we gotta do what we gotta do here. He's not, you know, in his Omni-Man uniform, he's not trying to be Mark's dad. He's just being Omni-Man. So there's some different ideas. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story is going to play out and how it's going to differ from what we might have read in the comic books, or again, what we saw with that animated series. It also mentions here on the website dynamic game modes, master combos and training, drop into a competitive and casual multiplayer versus mode, unlock character arcs in arcade, or just take in that fresh story. That's right, there's gonna be tons of different game modes for you to try out. There will be an arcade ladder, there's gonna be a casual multiplayer as well as a competitive multiplayer mode, which is awesome. So if you want to play ranked, if you want to get sweaty, that's something that's going to be available for you. But if you want to just jump online and see how you can do against some other people that are actually playing, that's also an option available. Pretty standard stuff for a fighting game, but I'm glad to see that they're trying to pack it all in day one. And again, I was not expecting there to be a story mode here, so that's something that for me is rather exciting. I am not very good at tag fighters. I am going to try to get good at them so that I can make content for you guys. But if I am bad and there's nothing I can do about it, at the very least, I can experience a cool story with this game. And then the last thing to go over here from the website and just general information about Invincible Versus, it's releasing on the Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5 in 2026, and of course, it is rated M for mature. Naturally, considering it's an Invincible game, we knew they were going to be doing that, but also, when you see the gameplay trailer, my god, they're really going for it. They got like straight up fatalities in this, man. There's some crazy stuff you can do to your opponent. It's double helix, they made Killer Instinct. You're probably going to do like an ultra combo, but in Invincible, and it ends up being what kills your opponent. And I love that these like final moves, these overkills, whatever you want to call them, you can see that they utilize the character's moves. They call back to things from the comic books or the show. All that stuff is in there. They really paid attention to detail. This is as much a game that fighting game fans are going to love, but also that Invincible fans are going to adore. I can't wait for Invincible Versus. I hope we get some more information about it soon. I'm looking forward to seeing what other characters are going to be in this game. We might have to do a character wish list, man. There's so many cool characters from the comic books that I hope show up here. But with that being said, let me now kick it to you guys. Sound off your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you excited for Invincible Versus? And what characters do you want to see the most? I want to hear what you have to say in the comments. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.